Baserow has just announced a bunch of cool new features. I mean, they calling this the Baserow 2.0 release. Let's take a look at what's in there. First things first, AI. By AI, I mean AI assistant. Baserow has finally got own version of an AI assistant, and I've got some really interesting feedback. After testing this for a week or so, I must admit I'm impressed with one very important thing. Speed. As compared to like Omni, which is Airtable's AI assistant. There's Nola, Noloco's AI assistant. There's a ton of these AI assistants anyway these days. This one stands out for one key thing for me: speed. When all the other assistants like take their time, they ask you questions and blah 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 blah, this thing is quick. It just like works. And I think the reason for that is because it's based on Grok, xAI's Elon's company. It seems to be really quick. So let's go ahead and test this out. I'm on a workspace level, and of course you can like use the assistant on database level, but like on this massive scale, because I'm gonna ask it to create a database for me. Let's see how long it takes, and I think you'll be surprised. So we're just gonna start things off. Please create a database for managing my automotive garage business. And there you go, it's already there. And if I jump into it, I already have my full structure, and honestly it's just like how freaking cool is that? It's so quick. That's one thing that really surprised me. But overall, Kuma AI, as good as any other one, I would actually say that it's slightly better. It makes better decisions. At this point, when I'm shooting the video, we still don't have the ability to use Kuma for automations or things like that, but that is coming in the near future, and I'm sure they're gonna do that because, well, everybody else is already doing that. Beauty of it is that I expect it to be also super quick when it comes to, you know, building automations, setting up views, blah 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 blah. Time for the next major thing that makes up Baserow 2.0, and that is automations or workflows. I mean, you can call them whatever. I don't think Bram has decided on what he wants to call it. Right now it's automations here, but it's actually called a workflow. So what is it? Bottom line is that we now have automations. The cool thing is that there is an element of geekiness to this, mainly because we have this other thing that they're launching, which is called like advanced formulas. However, I do have some thoughts after like testing this for a while. One thing that I'm not super happy with is how we have a very limited set of triggers, right? We have rows created, rows deleted. There's also rows updated, which I'm using here. But the problem is that I would actually really prefer if we had the ability to say, if this checkbox gets checked, then use that as a trigger. Sadly, not the case. We are kind of following this look and feel of Zapier. I get the appeal of that because you want to make sure that as many people as possible feel as comfortable and familiar as possible with this new thing. And because a lot of people are familiar with Zapier, that basically means that they'll probably be familiar with this. It's not too bad. I'm sure it will evolve and it will become better and better. For now, 7 out of 10 feature. Nice to know that something's happening, but we want more. So there's a few other things that make up Baserow version 2.0. The key things for me are 3. Number 1, the ability to set up 2FA. Now, I'm still on a fairly early release of this thing. We are still a week away, and I've played with it for a while. But technically, by the time that this video goes out, you should be able to jump into settings, and over here, you should be able to set up a 2FA key for your workspace. Number 2, advanced formulas. Now, the best way that I can describe this is that you basically get all the features that you know and love if you probably tried something like Airtable, for instance. But you also get some deeper, like I said, geeky things. Technically, the way that Baserow has described this to me, you should be able to, for instance, like enter a condition like here, right? And I can kind of start making up that condition like this. and it's all, clicky clacky, but technically you should be able to write it out completely with like dot notation and whatnot. This also means that you should be also able to fetch records, and I'm not just talking about automations, but like within a database. That's my interpretation. Maybe this is wrong, but based on how they've described it, we should be also be able to perform like mini SQL queries. So in other words, we don't need to create a needless relationships between data just because we want to fetch something from some other table that relates to this table that we are looking at right now. Easy things to say and want, but probably difficult to do. That's one thing that I'm excited for. Again, it's still kind of in development. Bram, CEO, CTO, told me that this is coming very, very soon, and they should be ready to go with it at launch. The other thing, which I'm gonna leave you with, and it's almost like a party trick, which I love, there is a usefulness to this, is that we can perform workspace search. I'm on Mac, and this is how it works. Let me just demo this for you. I'm like in my workspace. Somebody comes up to me and says, Alex, I want you to look up Money City, whatever that is. So let's go here, Money City. Oh, okay. So Finbank, oh, it's the address of this bank. I could do something else. I could be here and I could go Control K, Alice. Ooh, okay. So I can see that there's row 1 that mentions it. Ooh, there's like Alice being mentioned in a few places. If I click on that, oh, Alice Smith. So she's a contact. So you see where I'm going with this. I wish we had a few extra features to this. So first of all, how the hell am I supposed to know if Alice is a part of someone's name or it's part of an address? And especially if you have duplicates, you have the same word appear in multiple places, it would be nice to see a bit more context about that particular record. Row 1 tells me nothing. So yeah, useful, love it. Love the speed of this as well, because it's just so quick. You click on something and you're there with the detail view open. That's basically it in terms of the highlights for Baserow 2.0. I would almost say that Baserow is one of those go-to database builders for me. If Airtable disappeared today, it would be the first point of call. There's so much potential, and the fact that we can have unlimited records, yourself hosting Baserow, which I think that's what most people do, is just a fantastic tool for what you get for the money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.